you are the owner of a brand new game. Let's see. Purchases. Please, Eli, send me a private message in chat um, with an email address where you would like to receive your game code. Okay, that seems fine. Eli, send me an email address where I can send your game code.
Yep, I'm typing it in right now.
Okay, go, go, go. This is fun. This is fun. I am going to claim. I have no idea what this is. Actually, I'm going to give you a game, the DLC, and the soundtrack. Because once I give you the game, what do I want with the DLC or the soundtrack? Okay. Is it the first or the second? Is it with the K or the C?
It's the second one.
With the K?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the second one that I sent.
Okay. This is a game called Outward. I have no idea what it's about. It looks like You Are Not a God or the Chosen One. I don't know. An RPG. Sound good?
Yep, sounds fine.
Okay. Region lock warning. This key is only available in the countries listed below. I don't know. Create gift
Well,
link.
the US is probably included, so.
One would think.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh my.
copy. Okay. Sorry. It sent me a link. I don't know. Usually it says what email do you want to gift to a friend? Oh, send an email. Here we go. Control V. Send email. Come on. What's going on? Oh, it's not an email because I copied the link. Sorry. Copy. Okay. Ah. Gift to a friend. Send an email. Control V. Send email. Okay. Here comes the soundtrack. Send an email. Control V. Send email. Okay. That took much longer than it needed to take. Okay. So hopefully you have it. Can you copy that link and go get it?
Wait, so am I copying the link or am
Yeah, just
I
click on the link and you
All
should be
right.
able to go get it. And I sent you an email for the DLC and the soundtrack. Click on the link.
All right. Yep, I clicked on the link.
Oh boy. Okay, while that's going on, some business first. Things I forgot to say yesterday. First thing I forgot to say yesterday is I do this twice every day, once at 3 and again now at 4. And I get confused over time. So there are some times when I will think I haven't told you something and I have told you something, and I will start saying something that I said the day before or the day before that. If that happens, like, yes, Dean, you told us about this, just put that in the chat and say, you told us this yesterday, Dean. Meanwhile, the other possibility is I will say, remember how yesterday I told you about this thing? Well, and if I didn't tell you about that thing yesterday, say, we've never heard about this ever. Please tell us that. Okay. Because what happens is I get out of sync between the two classes. So it usually the 3 o'clock, it takes me longer to cover what I need to cover in 3 o'clock. And then because I practiced an hour ago, I go much faster with you guys. And so I cover more at 4 o'clock than I do at 3 o'clock, and I get ahead of the 3 o'clock. And then I get out of sync and I'm like, what did I tell 4 o'clock? What did I tell 3 o'clock? So just help me out. If I start repeating myself, it's not because I'm senile. It's because I don't remember which class I told what. Okay. So there's that. Next, as you may have noticed, yesterday's class went up on YouTube around, I don't know, a little after 5. Basically, as soon as it does all the processing, it's up on YouTube. So those of you who are here don't really have to worry about that. But if you're not here, ever, anytime in the future, you can access the entire video on YouTube. Also, like, I'm pretty good at putting up links to stuff you need to deal with on the Discord. It's much more likely to be on the Discord than it is to be on the Canvas in any it's going to be there quicker, or sometimes I don't get it up on Canvas at all, just because it's like, go look at this now, or by tomorrow or whatever. So just be aware to check the Discord, be on the Discord. I already saw people talking to each other on the Discord. I do my office hours on the Discord, so I was hanging out on Discord from 2 to 3 today, to see if anybody had any questions. And I even got questions last night about the quizzes being wrong, but that was from the other class because I hadn't told them about the human being TA going through and correcting their stuff, to have mercy on them. So just be aware of that. Get on the Discord. That said, tonight at 7, I am showing Witness, the 1985 Harrison Ford movie. So I have posted the Zoom link in the Discord. Let me also post it here. Copy. I don't want to just send it to Eli privately. Control V. That is the Zoom link for the movie tonight. It'll go from 7 to about 9. Please mute yourself during the movie, because if you're talking, then we can't hear the movie. But feel free to chat away in the chat room. So if you want to goof on the movie, that's fine. I want to be clear, content warnings for the movie. There is some violence. There is some mild. There is some 1985 style racism, and there is about, I don't know, 5 seconds of nudity. So if you're going to watch it with your grandma, just be aware that, oh, Mima, no, Mima. So actually I had all sorts of fun. What was that Netflix, never mind. So, it got really racy around the 5th episode. It was like Jane Austen, and then around the 5th episode, it got really racy, and I just kept shouting, "Oh, Mima, no," because you're telling your grandma, "Oh, this is really nice," and then she steps into all this nudity and horror. Although Mima probably knows more than you think she knows, right? Okay. Also, I saw some reports. I'm not sure this class or the other class that people couldn't. That Gravity Bone and 30 Flights were crashing their computers. If that's the case, I have also posted in the Discord that a link to a stream of me playing both of them. It's about 45 minutes long, but you can skip the boring parts on a YouTube video, right? Or just have it over there on your second monitor, because you all have 35 monitors, I'm sure. So you can just watch a stream, that's fine. I also want to be clear that in the reading quiz, there are questions about Gravity Bone and 30 Flights. So reading for this class doesn't mean just reading books. It also means playing the games that are assigned. I also want to warn you that for next Thursday, the assignment is to play Tacoma. Tacoma is a longer game. It's like 4 or 5 hours instead of less than 1. So plan your life accordingly. I am also told that it is currently on sale. Tacoma on the Epic Game Store and on Good Old Games for $9.99 or $8.99 on Good Old Games. So check out Tacoma. I'm looking on the Epic Game Store right now, and it is there, but I can't find any link to copy and paste to send you where I'm looking. So if somebody has a link to Tacoma on the Epic Game Store or Good Old Games, posted in the chat so that other people can get it at half price. It's $20 on Steam, but it is $10 on GOG and Epic currently. There you go. Riker and Jaden come through with the GOG links. Somebody come through with the Epic Game Store link.
Epic Games doesn't have the web browser right now.
Okay.
But I will shill out for GOG for a minute. It is really good. They have a desktop app, and you can connect all of your different accounts to it, like Steam, Origin, Uplay, Epic, and so I use that for my library, and it's really nice to see everything in one place.
Okay, excellent. And according to Jaden, it is cheaper on GOG anyway, because it's $9.99 on Epic, but it's $7.99 on GOG. So pick it up on GOG. It is a more recent game. It's a really good game. Give it a play by Thursday. And again, there will probably be questions about Tacoma on next week's reading quiz, just like there are questions about Gravity Bone and 30 Flights on this week's quiz.
I don't know how reliable is the website I usually use for sales, G2A. It's like $2,
Yeah, G2A is
I know, it can be-
notorious for
Yeah, I know. But
stealing keys and
Yeah.
screwing over developers. So
I've only used it like once, so I
yeah,
just
I'm just gonna come right out and say don't share the G2A stuff.
I was
No, nothing against you. I'm
it's
sure
yeah.
I've used it for Xbox Live gold codes
Yeah.
until I found out that they're kind of skeevy. So just saying. Anything else? I already had one like freak out that they did the quiz and they thought they got them all right, and they weren't. They were marked all wrong, and I said a human being will look at them on Monday. So, but I think it was for the other class.
Remind me, the quiz is due on Sunday at what time?
I don't remember. Let me look. Where's my cursor? There it is. Let's see, that's DO1. That's DO1. So courses. Oh, gotta go down here. D21. I think it's this one. No, that's DO. D21. Here we go. Let's try this one. DO2. Here we go. Assignments. El Quizzo is due at midnight on Sunday. Because I assume that McKenna is not going to look at him until Monday. Because, she's working for a living. She gets paid for this. I get paid for this. I try not to do too much on the weekends. Also,
Plus,
speaking
I also
of,
have another job and other classes, so
yeah, so it's fine. One other thing, I said yesterday that Witness was available on HBO Max if you can't make the 7:00 time. I was wrong. I have double checked. It is not available on HBO Max. So as far as I know, it's not available for free. Like if you subscribe to any service, it's not on Netflix, it's not on Prime, it's not on Hulu, and it's not on HBO Max. Those are the ones I subscribe to. Certainly not on Disney Plus, although maybe it is on Disney Plus. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Check your subscription services first. If you can't make it tonight, it is available on all like Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, Vudu. Does anybody use Vudu? I don't know. For like $3 to rent. Other questions, Sean, for the quiz, we need to read Aristotle's Poetics. Yes, and you need to have played Gravity Bone and 30 Flights of Loving, because there are questions about those. And also, like, a lot of people seem to freak out about the quizzes and the what do you call it? Right clubs. Remember, each one of those is worth 2 points. So if you miss one, it's not the end of the world, right? Just each question is worth half a point. Just, live your life, move on. It'll be fine. The big things. Oh, this is another thing I need to ask. How many people have ever been a dungeon master or game master for D&D 5th edition or any other tabletop role-playing game? Press the little raise hand thing. 1, 2. Can we get 5? 3, 4. See, everybody's pressing the button. I think we have 5. Between people waving at me and people pressing little thumbs up and pressing little. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I need 5 dungeon masters. If you have ever DM'd before, I would like you to be my dungeon master. Okay. The way this is going to work is a week from Monday, starting around 6 o'clock. That's to let everybody go grab some dinner first. My 5 DMs are going to play a one shot. Okay. And McKenna is going to be your DM. And we will give you pre-gen characters. And McKenna will run you through the dungeon.
Got to figure out what set of dice to use.
Okay. Well, we're figuring out how to put it all on roll20.net. So you can press,
Yeah, that too, I guess.
you can press the roll button, roll dice. So there's that. But I have to have the DMs play a week from Monday. So if you're a DM and you can't play that day, that's okay. We'll find somebody else. Okay. Then a week from Tuesday, well, then as soon as you're done playing, McKenna will give you access to the PDF of the adventure for you to read and study and make your own. Although I just want you to run what's written. I don't want you to add things or anything. And then on Tuesday, we will, and this is a week from Tuesday. But I'm just prepping everybody so that we can get our schedules. We will give each DM a group of people to play D&D with, to DM for. That's the rest of you. And sometime over that following week, you will get together with your people and you will play the session that you played. You will play the same adventure. And I give you a week to do that because I know the hardest part of playing Dungeons and Dragons is getting 5 people in a room together. Right? So that's why I give you a whole week. And then the following Monday, we will talk about the various adventures you had, whether you saved the prince, or whether you
Whether you all died horribly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, one bad roll is all it takes.
So we'll be playing at first level. Don't be scared, or be scared, because first level characters tend to die. But it'll be okay. And this is really your also your first. Oh, I forgot to talk about the 2 rules. There are 2 basic rules of this class. And I like to think of all life. Okay. Rule number 1, don't be a jerk. Okay. So playing Dungeons and Dragons is the first test of whether you're a jerk or not. And you know, my inclination is to be a jerk a lot of the time. But I fight against it. I try not to be a jerk. So show up to play, be ready to play, and pay attention. One of the problems of D&D as a game is that there's a fair amount of downtime, waiting for your one thing to go. And in the past, people who are not particularly excited or interested in playing D&D have shown up for their D&D session and sat there on their phone, and then it's their go and they're like, what's going on? What? Okay. I don't know. What should I do? Right? Because they haven't been paying attention. And the very fact that they haven't been paying attention because the game moves so slow then makes the game move slower. So I am going to ask your DMs, was anybody a jerk? And your DMs, I've had DMs say, you know what, if these two people hadn't come, we would have had more fun. Just straight up. Because they were bored, they were surly, and they sat there reading their phones all night. So remember, D&D is worth 10 points towards your final grade. So if you show up and play, 10 points, easy peasy. If you show up and you're surly, depends on how surly. I'll talk to your DM. We'll figure out your grade. Usually I give 5 for showing up and 5 for not being surly. So that's rule number 1. Don't be a jerk. Rule number 2, which I consider even more important than don't be a jerk, is don't get Dean fired. Okay? And we will talk about this much more when we get to the ARGs, because believe it or not, there are lots of things you can do to get me fired. Like if you were running around outside trying to solve a puzzle and you got hit by a car and killed, I'd probably get fired. So I would appreciate it if you don't ask people to do things that are dangerous. And you laugh, but there was one time, and it's easier now that we're all virtual, but there was one time where in playing an ARG, one of the players threw himself in front of a car that was supposed to speed away from an incident. And everybody was like, why'd you what are you doing? And he's like, it's a game. And we're like, but physics still works. What are you doing? The car can kill you, right? So, yes, it's a game, but the world still works the way the world works. Don't ask each other to commit crimes. That would probably get me fired. There are lots of things. Causing international incidences or, yeah. So we'll go into more detail about how not to get Dean fired when we get to the ARGs. I don't think there's any way you can get me fired while playing D&D. But you guys are smart and resourceful, and I'm sure if you put your mind to playing D&D and getting me fired, you probably could do it somehow. So please don't do that. Okay. I see lots of DMs in the chat. Okay. And yes, I do all the voices. Although, like recently I've been GMing a space one, not D&D, but the Expanse role-playing game. And anyway, so I do weird voices, and everybody's like, why is this old Jewish guy from Brooklyn on Mars? And I'm like, old Jewish guys from Brooklyn, get around, man. He took a rocket
Jewish
ship.
space laser.
Yes. So okay, so by the way, I'm gonna lower your hand. Your hand's been up for ages, Jack. I put it down, it's fine. Okay. What else? Anything else business wise? No, we did the movie, we did D&D, we did Tacoma. There's more reading for next week. And so it's 4:30 and we get to talk about Gravity Bone and 30 Flights of Loving. How'd you like Gravity Bone or 30 Flights of Loving or both? Because they're kind of the same thing. They're kind of one thing, right? Yes, no? Did people get to play it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. I liked Gravity Bone a bit better, is because it felt like there was more gameplay and less story elements.
Yep.
I got stuck for a bit at the beginning of Gravity Bone because I couldn't figure out where the furnace room was. But after just kind of like, where don't they want me to go? And I just was, oh, there. And yeah. Otherwise, I thought it was really creative.
Yeah. So Gravity Bone definitely has more gaminess to it. There aren't a lot of things you can do in Nate, no, you don't have to worry about gameplay spoilers. I'm going to spoil it. That's in general. It's due when we talk about it in class. I'm going to spoil the hell out of things. And if you didn't get it played by then, you get spoiled. That's just, you should have played it. I'm going to show you scenes from it right now. Ha! Snape kills Dumbledore. Okay. So it's a sled. You don't even get that one, but someday you'll be like,
I know that one.
Oh shit, it's a sled. Okay. Yes. Here's another question. Does it matter which order you play these in? Are they related somehow?
I feel like they were related. I played. You said that Gravity Bone came out first, so I played that one first.
Mm-hmm.
And like they had similar themes, but I didn't think it was the same character. I could have been wrong. I could be wrong though. I didn't think it was the same character.
Yeah. You may have noticed during the credits that you walk through at the end of 30 Flights that that it says 30 Flights of Loving is the 7th Citizen Able game. Or 7th Citizen Able story, I think it actually says. Which would imply that Gravity Bone is the 6th and that there were 5 previous. You can't find the first 5 because if you do the creator's commentary run through of 30 Flights, Brendan Chung will tell you that he's been telling stories about Citizen Able since he was in high school. And the first Citizen Able story was a comic strip that he drew in his notebook in high school. So unless he somehow, maybe he still has it, maybe he doesn't. I doubt he does. There is one after this that is a separate purchase. It's called Quadrilateral Cowboy, which is quite fun, in which you are a hacker. And there's more gameplay in it in that you must write code in order to hack your way through the world. So if you like these two, check out Quadrilateral Cowboy. Okay, so, but Nate, I'm sorry, spoiling Gravity Bone. How can they be if Gravity Bone comes first and you die at the end of Gravity Bone? See what I did there? Then how can 30 Flights of Loving be about the same character? Do you die at the end of Gravity Bone?
I think I mean, there's always like, oh, he survived, but like I feel like that was a pretty deadly fall, like shot to the chest, fell onto a train.
He's already been shot like 3 times. He shot another like 4, and then he falls onto a like road. I feel like unless he's extreme, I feel like maybe like I'm thinking My way of thinking for that would be maybe it's like a James Bond type of thing where it's just like different people, but the name is similar, or like the title is passed down somehow.
Maybe. Yes. Okay.
Or
So
maybe it's yeah.
I'm gonna show you the end of Gravity Bone. I think this is it. Ah! Stop me again! Oh, no! Okay, so there we get a flashback, I guess, where a car blows up, presumably killing someone. Here we've got a high-speed shootout. Whoa, whoa, who was that? I'm gonna
I think that was the person that just killed us.
Is it?
I thought so.
Brown hair.
The hair kind of. I mean, it could just be the filter that makes it brown instead of red.
Maybe. I love her. And then we get this. Note the 99. Is this the same brown-haired woman?
Yeah, I think yeah, the hair looks the same.
I'm gonna go back. Note the stripe.
She's red.
Oh,
Where's the other?
She's
Can't
got
you
red
dye
hair.
Oh, maybe it's dyed. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
probably.
didn't even notice
Let's look
that.
again.
Oh yeah. Huh. She does have.
Does anybody know who Agent 99 is? I'm sure this is before your time, but nope. Okay. You ever hear of Get Smart? They actually did a movie with Anne Hathaway, and I think it was Steve Carell. But it was a TV show in the 60s with Barbara Feldon was Agent 99. And I forget who Maxwell Smart was, but it was a spoof of James Bond stuff, except Maxwell Smart was the super spy, except he was an idiot who couldn't do anything. And the woman who was his partner, Agent 99, was the one who always saved the day and fixed things and got things done, right? And they did the same thing in the movie where Steve Carell was an idiot, because he does that, and Anne Hathaway was the person who was competent. So this is so you're being shot and you're falling to your death and your life is flashing before you, and you see a woman finishing a race, right? And isn't that a metaphor for dying? For you, your race is over, right? You can stop running now. It's done. In fact, Agent 99 wins the race. Is there any indication of the gender of the protagonist of Gravity Bone? Why did y'all assume it was a dude?
That's fair.
No,
I assumed it was a dude because I'm a dude.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What if it's Agent 99? and she's flashing back on scenes from her life, and that that close up of the brown-haired woman is her looking at herself in the mirror. Could be. It's unclear, right? The other possibility is when you're very close to someone's face, like a lover, that very close up intimacy that you get is how you see their face, right? So it's possible that the Gravity Bone person is a woman. Citizen Abel, if this is the 6th Citizen Abel story, Citizen Abel can, I don't know, is Abel a gendered name? Not sure. I think you could make a case that it is a surname, like Smith. And-
The first thing that comes to mind when you say Abel is Abel and Cain from the Bible.
Right.
To me, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep, you are correct. But there's no reason it can't be either gender or any gender, right?
It's definitely not a very common name, so
Right.
to differentiate one or the other way.
Right. So it's open-ended. Okay, but Gravity Bone is a spy. Well, we assassinate somebody and then we kind of steal plans, and then the woman with the red stripe steals the camera from us, and we go on a chase, and then she kills us, and end of game, right? Any ideas why it's called Gravity Bone? Well, Jack, you're thinking something because you're laughing.
I was saying that I have no clue.
No clue. Okay.
I was also talking to my roommate who is also in the class. So
Oh, okay. So is it possible Gravity boned us at the end? But
I was about to say that like maybe it had something to do with the fall at the end.
I didn't want to be the one to bring it up, but yeah.
Gravity boned us.
It's
hit
also
though, because we still got shot.
I
We
mean,
got
yeah,
shot.
but we were still sadly somewhat alive. And I feel like the fall would have definitely finished the job.
yeah, I
We survived getting shot the first time.
it's I think it's a fair bet that we're dead at the end of Gravity Bone. It's also possible it's a play on like the silly James Bond movie names. Somebody in the last class said, "Hey, is that a takeoff of Skyfall?" Right? Or Moonraker. Right? So it feels like a very much here's a goofy James Bond takeoff. Okay, moving on to 30 Flights of Loving. Why is it called 30 Flights of Loving?
You climb stairs for quite a bit. I feel like.
Okay.
I didn't count the stairs. I was thinking to count the stairs. I didn't count them.
Now, I think there's only 4 or 5 flights that you actually climb, but you're already fairly high in the building. There's also you take the plane, that's a flight, and the scene in the airport. There are all sorts of flights taking off from the airport, and that the scene with the balloon camera bird things, those are flights.
Security bots? Question mark? I don't.
So Oh, also at the top of your 30 flights, there's a wedding, right? A loving. At also all these flights, we seem to fall or at least have a relationship with Anita, right? After the wedding, we get all drunk and go back to the room, and she's all like seductive on the bed, at least as seductive as you can be with a square head and a square body and low poly.
Which is to say, incredibly.
Yes. So there's that. Also, I want to point out when I'm going to fast forward through a bunch of stuff. Okay, here. Let me share this. Share. This is going to the wedding. I was carrying an orange at the time. No roof access. We're on the roof. Still got my orange. Hey. She looks familiar. Huh? Red stripe? Same clothes? She was at the wedding. Mind blown. Right? Okay, so 30 Flights of Loving has more in common with Tarantino films. The smash cuts from like we take off from in our seaplane and then smash cut to Anita trying to shoot us forever, even though she has no bullets and she's all wounded and injured. That's very Tarantino. This seems to be some kind of heist movie or heist story where me and Anita and Borges are, I don't know, trying to, I got the impression it had something to do with prohibition and liquor. And we're either trying to,
the 7,000 proof of vodka.
Yeah. We're either stealing liquor or trying to get liquor into the country or, when we're in the airport, we're not trying to get to a plane. We're trying just to get out of the airport and drive away. Right. We're not going for another flight. Me and Borges are, just trying to get away. Obviously there was some kind of betrayal between Anita and I, because 1 minute she's seducing me after the drunk or I'm seducing her. And again, are we male or female? Right? We don't know. So we never see ourselves. And we don't get one of those smash cuts, assassin, sniper, mechanic, confectioner, right? For us, we don't see that. So the idea of a heist and a betrayal and ultra violence is all very Tarantino. The interesting thing is we never see the heist itself. We see the planning of the heist in the underground lair with all the maps laid out and all the passports and guns and booze and stuff. And then we see the aftermath of the heist. And that's very Reservoir Dogs. The somebody else said it feels like Kill Bill with the wedding stuff. So he's pulling from more from Tarantino than from James Bond this time. And he's having fun with it. And the one thing I wanted to say is, as a writer, the choice of what to show and what not to show is a huge kind of decision, and people kind of take it for granted that I'm gonna just tell the story linearly. This happened, then this happened, then this happened. And really, what you want to say is this happened because this happened, because this happened, because this happened. And that's really working backwards. And you can leave out some things that previously were thought to be crucial, right? So it's called breaking a story, right? And if you are telling a story, one of the ways to do it is put each scene you think you need on an index card, tack them up on a cork board, and then look at how it falls and maybe switch things around. What if we put this before this? What if we flash back to this? What if we started with Anita shooting at us and then we explained how that came to be? I got to say, a lot of times that in media race, that's what it's called, starting in the middle, is lazy and bad. I can't tell you how many times, it's you're in the middle of a car chase and suddenly the car takes a bounce and the main character flies out and is hanging on to the window as the car goes down the road at 90 miles an hour. Record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got to this. Well, let me tell you. It becomes a cliche. In TV a lot, you see, a major character get shot, and then it flashes to 48 hours earlier, right? And it's just like, just start us 48 hours earlier. Obviously, the beginning of your story you didn't think was very interesting, so you wanted to put the interesting part at the beginning of the story and then go back and so that we start up here in interest instead of down here in interest, whereas you should be starting here and going up to there. So deconstructing stories and deciding what to put where is a crucial skill that good writers kind of start playing with and learning. Okay. I am out of time. I am over time. So if you are, we actually have 6 spaces on the waiting list, or 6 spaces available in this class. So if you are on the waiting list for this class and you are here, I'm going to go down the waiting list. There were only 2 spaces in 3 p.m. and there were like 7 people trying to get in. I invited all the people who didn't get into the waiting list to the 3 p.m. class, if they wanted to come at 4:50 to show up. Some of them have. I am now going to go down the waiting list, call names, and if you're here, I will let you in. The rest of you who are already in this class, I will see you at 7, or I will see you at Monday, on Monday. So have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Go watch Witness. Go do the reading, and have a great time. Okay.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna stop
Thank you.
recording.